What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're actually doing another printing video. As you guys may know or may not know, I actually run my own screen printing shop. We do screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, stickers. Yes, we also do stickers. Anyway, so today I am making a video about one of my favorite products that we've recently started doing, and they are plastisol transfers. Specifically using plastisol transfers for neck labels in all of our apparel, basically. So what I do is I run my brand DeathClick, and I actually do a lot of drop shipping for other customers. So what we found is I wanted to have my stuff branded but not have customer stuff branded, and we kind of use the same blanks piles, so you know, getting labels sewn into shirts was not really economical to have separate piles for the brand and separate piles for our drop shipping customers. So I really wanted to come up with a solution that was easy, fast, and yeah, basically those two things, and cheap as well. We wanted it to be cost effective. So what I came up with is using plastisol transfers for our neck labels. So what I'm going to do is show you how to make a plastisol transfer, as I'm sure a lot of brands actually make their own, or like screen print their own stuff. And then as well, if you have a brand, you should be using these because it's way cheaper, way faster, and looks a little bit more professional than changing neck labels in shirts. So anyway, I'm going to get started on how to make these, and then we'll get started with how to apply them after that, and what the end result is. Amazing, by the way. Alright, so setting up for these is really easy. I don't know if you can see it that well, but I have a screen here that has our little neck label logo, but it is flipped, so it's in, it prints the opposite way, because when you transfer them back onto the shirt, this is the back of the transfer. We'll show you that later in the video. Anyway, so I use a grey ink. Grey pretty much will show up on all coloured shirts, even the grey shirts, because it's a different grey to what grey t-shirts are. So yeah, this is the easiest way to just have universal labels across all of the items that you're producing. So yeah, pretty much grey ink. I think I'm printing on a slightly higher mesh count, maybe like a 70T or something like that. Honestly, it doesn't really matter too much. I think it more depends on how fine detail the design is that you're doing. Ours has like really small lettering. So that's why I went with a 70. You probably could go up higher again, but this way works for us, and we've had really good adhesive results on the rest of our items. So yeah, I'm sticking with that. So then we move over here. So you do have to apply an adhesive powder. A lot of people don't apply an adhesive powder, but I've found that better results if we use this. Make some sticks to the shirts better, they look amazing. So yeah, use the transfer adhesive powder if you get it. I think it's like $90 for a kilo bucket like this, something like that in Australia. Obviously America's going to be cheaper. And then here we have our heat transfer sheets. This was about $150 for a 250 sheet box, but 250 sheets will get you a lot of transfers. So yeah, pretty much you just place it on your platen as normal, and then whip your screen around. Dave's gonna hold that for me. Lift up, and they are printed. We got a little bit on the end here that didn't come out. I don't think that's the end of the world. But yeah, so the rest of that, as you can see, I could probably fit another row down the bottom if I was really trying, but whatever, it's not the end of the world. So one of these sheets I can fit 36 transfers on it, and yeah, that's them all printed there. If you get in nice and close here, Dave, see how small the writing is that we have? So that's the size of my finger, and yeah, the text is very fine, and this all comes out and we'll transfer across. So basically the next step is to run it through the transfer powder. So basically I just do this. Shake it off, run it through the tunnel dryer. So pretty much all you need to do in the tunnel dryer is gel the inks, so about 120 degrees. I worked out if I turn my tunnel dryer up to as fast as it goes and maximum airflow, the temp generally gets about 110, 120 degrees, which seems to work fine for us. So I'm going to run off a bunch of these, and then we can move on to the actually pressing them onto the shirts part. so back upstairs now. I printed like 21 sheets, so at 36 labels, it's about 750 labels. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what my cost is per sheet, but not that bad. Definitely way cheaper than doing woven neck labels, because last ones I got made, I even got them made in China, and they worked out with ordering about 1,000 or 1,500 or something like that. It was still, you know, $600-700 Australian, so 50 cents a label. These would probably work out cheaper than that. Also, depending on how many labels you fit on a sheet. If I do these for customers, I only charge per sheet. So as you can see, our label is giant. So realistically, a customer could have probably 2 neck labels in place of that. So they'd probably be getting about 70 labels a sheet if they were doing it a little bit more space conscious. I just wanted to put as much of our stuff on there to make a really cool label as I could, because I make them all myself. So that's why I went with that route. Alright, so to press these labels on is incredibly easy. It should be illegal how easy this is. So pretty much what I bought is a multi-use press. So it does actually have a cap attachment as well as a flat attachment. We were using the flat attachment to put the stuff on the shirts. I would put the neck labels on the shirts, but we were pressing a bit of hats and masks and stuff lately, so we ended up just keeping the hat press on there. And honestly, it's really easy to press onto a shirt with that, which as well, buying a cat press off like eBay or Amazon or something like that are also really cheap, like less than $200. So if you did want to save a bunch of money customizing your merchandise with your own labels, you can pretty much get a printer to make transfers for you. We could make transfers for you if you're in Australia, and then go spend $200 on a cat press and you save a fortune. Because I know most shops so shirt providers will charge basically like $1, $1.10 to put your labels onto shirts with like a woven label. And then with a woven label, you then have to buy the woven label on top of that. So you might be in it for $600 plus $1 per shirt, whereas if you spend $600 on these heat transfer labels, you would get a lot more than that. But yeah, and then basically you can put them on yourself. It's super easy. So I'll start showing you what we do to put labels on, as well the benefits of using these heat transfer labels or plastisol transfer labels on fleecy items, because screen printing on fleece inner labels is so bad because they're so fluffy and porous. But anyway, I'll grab a couple shirts and then I can show you. Alright, so this is just a random Comfort Colors 2XL shirt that I had laying around in the shop. We've been trying out a bit of their stuff. The pigment dye is really cool. It doesn't digital print that well, but a screen print's really good, so you know, can't win all of them. Anyway, so all we do with these would be cut the label off. These are a little bit harder than like your normal t-shirts. A lot of suppliers now do tear out labels, so it doesn't take you any time at all. You literally just pull the label out and you're good to go. Alright, so you can see there I pulled the label all the way out. You can only see 2 little white bits, but with sew-in labels it's really hard to get them all the way out. Sometimes you just have to deal with that. When the neck's down and you're not looking for it, you can't see them. So yeah, pretty much what we'll do now, so we'll get our shirt, throw it on the heat press. This is a really cool part about using the cap presses. You can actually just thread it over like that, and it, you know, the collar ducks down underneath it. Only thing exposed is the inside of the shirt. So then we just have our little box here with all of our label sizes for Death Click. So yeah, what we need for this shirt is a 2XL. So you literally grab your 2XL label, put it where your neck label would be, and then our settings for these are 20 seconds at 160 degrees. I'm not sure what we've been pressing, so this might work or it might not work. But anyway, so we'll give that 20 seconds. And usually while we're doing this, we'll be grabbing another shirt, tearing the label off, getting one of the transfer labels ready, so then it's really fast. So you're only really spending 20-25 seconds per shirt, which is significantly quicker than sewing them in. I think it may have worked, might need a touch more pressure, but we'll see how we go. I found with these they do like to cool slightly, So generally I'll put it aside, start pressing the other one, and then after about 20, oh not even 20 seconds, probably about 15 seconds, they're pretty ready to peel off. Let's see how this one goes. And there we have it. Beautiful neck label. Very simple, very effective. I've been watching a few other videos of people doing like screen printed neck labels, and what I found is because people only want to do one pass so the ink doesn't start carrying through the back of the shirt, as you can see on this one, behind the label, you cannot see any of the label. So yeah, and then they do look super clean, and as you can see, that incredible detail of this text here, it is probably not even a millimeter wide, all of this stuff, and it comes out amazing. These things honestly blew my mind when I first started doing them. Anyway, back to my point, with the people doing screen printed labels, as you know, a lot of the time with one coat of screen print, it doesn't have a super amount of like opacity on this colored shirt or dark shirts or anything like that, so these actually look incredible for what they are, which is just one pull of the squeegee, the tiny amount of ink, high mesh, and they look like this. 20 seconds on a heat press and they stay on there, and they are super stretchy, same as the screen print. Look at that, no cracking, anything. So yeah, it's an incredible way to do neck labels, and yeah, super easy. What I'll show you now is a inside of a hoodie label, which honestly is the best part about these. So let me grab a hoodie and then we'll jump back on that. Alright, so here we have a medium pink hoodie. There's the only hoodie I could find, so the result is exactly the same on a black hoodie as a medium hoodie. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but these are actually AS color hoodies, so inside the hoodie is super fleecy. Yeah, that's how bad they are on the inside. So screen printing these is an absolute nightmare. You can print them, you'll just have terrible filibration, fibers coming through your print, it looks horrible. So if you do a screen printed neck label in these, they look terrible. So a lot of people will opt for a sewn in label. Sewing around the hoods and stuff is super annoying. But yeah, so I'll show you the result with a heat transfer label. Well, not a heat transfer label, a plastisol transfer label. Heat transfer label will work exactly the same, they're just a lot more time consuming to create. So that's why we opted for the plastisol transfers. So 20 seconds, 160 degrees. Finished. So yeah, we'll give it 15 seconds to cool down, 10 seconds to cool down, something like that. It's honestly not that hot, but I just like to give them a little bit of time. Alright, we'll see how this goes. And there we are. So there we are, look at this. Yeah, super nice screen printed looking label. And they sit on top of it. The print is still super smooth. So yeah, fantastic result for a fleecy item. Put them next to each other, as you can see. So yeah, as you can see, the print on these looks amazing. Alright, so there you have it. That is my video on why you guys should be using plastisol transfers for your neck labels. Honestly, depending on the job, I found that the time to make the transfers, cut them up, press them on the shirts, for a single time job probably isn't as fast as just directly screen printing them onto the shirts. What I have found though is that for repeat orders, so if you have a customer that does 100 shirts and then next time they'll come back and do another 100 shirts, or if you're a brand that wants to put your branding on your own shirts and you pay a printer to print your stuff, that's where I found it to be a lot more cost effective, especially if you'll be able to press them on yourself. Like you'll save yourself $1 plus per t-shirt, and look, $1 in your pocket's better than $1 in your printer's pocket, or $1 in my pocket, or $1 in someone else's pocket. So that'll help you guys grow your brands. Thank you for watching the video. I'm sure there's a lot that I've missed, because it's very in-depth, the amount of possibilities you can have with plastisol transfers. They're not just limited to neck labels. We've had a lot of success doing them on hats as well, to get a full screen printed hat look without having to directly screen print onto them. It's really easy to put them on just various locations on shirts, sleeves, all that kind of stuff. They're just a super great product, and the washability is basically exactly the same as direct screen print. But yeah, anyway, feel free to put any questions in the comments. If you guys like our stuff, check out the brand, subscribe to the channel, and thumbs up the video, and thank you so much.